Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews in E11 endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes, Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by me and Mosensia and all kinds of merchandise, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mia Mosensia store. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you support today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who is the founder of SpeakerCoop.com, and he's been coaching professional and business speakers since 2006 and specializes in finding speakers for events, business speaking, and business networking, and a lot more. And of course, you know, he speaks and speaks the truth indeed. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Dallas, #1 Cowboy fan, and could easily maybe, you know, fill 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, get on the rooftops of Jerry World. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of SpeakerCoop.com, the amazing Jeff Klein. Jeff, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike, very much for that great introduction. Wow.
Well, I'm sure Jerry Jones would have enjoyed it too. It's just like, you know, next thing you know, he'll want to go 200,000 people, and you put in 300,000 people. I mean, what's next?
I got some advice for him.
Sure.
Like every Cowboy fan.
What's that?
I'm being more facetious than anything else. I'm Monday morning quarterbacking. Actually, if I was to give Jerry Jones serious advice, it would be it's time to turn the socks and jocks over to his son and be the general manager emeritus and just enjoy the games.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, get your seat on the 50-yard line. I mean, leather chair, and get personalized service and everything right here. You know, be on the phone and, you know, just sit back, Wi-Fi and everything. It's just like, I'm sure he's living a dream too, especially in Jerry's world. So that's really good advice. If I do talk to many Cowboy fans, I'll tell him you said that too. So.
Sure.
Well, so anyway, you've been the founder of SpeakerCoop.com for quite some time. You've been coaching professional and business speakers since 2006. You specialize in finding speakers for events, business speaking, business networking, and a lot more. And you also, you know, offer a lot of service as well too. And you speak on a number of subjects. And before we get into all that, Jeff, tell us how I first got started.
Well, I became a speaker as a series of fortunate events. My background was in the film business. I was in the making movies and TV commercials here in the Dallas market for the most all of the 90s and part of the 80s. And as 2000 came around, I went to work for the Film Association of Texas and a couple of other companies, including the same owners of the Texas Rangers and Dallas Stars.
Oh, wow.
And I came out of all that ready to do something similar but different. So I started Klein Creative Advertising. And a couple years into that, I discovered an organization called CEO Space, which is an international entrepreneurs club. And every Friday here in Dallas back then, they were teaching the elevator pitch at a lunch. And the state director, who has since become a good friend and a mentor to me, Kendall Lee Pernin, I just clicked with the education she was offering and got involved, joined CEO Space. And every week we would have two events. One was the lunch and one was an evening event. And I wound up coaching and speaking at the evening event. I wound up helping people with their elevator pitch at the lunch event. Mm-hmm. And somebody said, "Hey, Jeff, would you come do that elevator pitch thing in our meeting?" Sure, I'll do that. I can be promoting CEO Space and I can be promoting my, advertising agency at the same time. So that started happening about once or twice a month. And then somebody said, "Hey, Jeff, would you come back? 4 of us, we want to pay you to do a workshop." Because, a minute or two during the meeting wasn't enough time. So sure, I'll take another profit center. and so I started getting known around town as the expert on the elevator pitch on the 30-second commercial. And I created with the help of a really amazing composer and audio engineer, Mike Smith, I created my own CD called 30 Seconds to Success, where I taught the elevator pitch lesson on a CD. So I would have something else to sell when I spoke.
Wow, that is amazing. So you talk about the 30-second elevator speech. So go ahead and give an elevator speech of what you're doing. You got about 30 seconds less. Ready? Go.
Okay. So here's an example of an elevator pitch that would be for my business. Business coaches have a vested interest in their clients' success. I work with the clients of those coaches to help them get there doing things the coaches don't teach them. And my clients need coaches on a regular basis. I teach their clients how to do the elevator pitch so that they get referrals and results.
Wow.
This week, my name is Jeff Klein with Speaker Co-op. I've been doing that since 2004. This week, I'd like an introduction to a business coach you know. Please write their name on your business card and pass it to me so we can set up an introduction.
That is amazing. Wow. Did everybody get that? Write down your business cards and send it over to Jeff. Do that right now, please.
I teach that on in a 2-hour webinar, which I still do live so that we can actually work on their words. Some people will buy a recording and do it yourself, but I think doing it with a live coach, a live instructor, you get more out of it. To start with, certainly.
And of course, thanks to Zoom as well, too. And the COVID and pandemic and everything, this has become a lot more possible and also a lot more easier and also a lot more intimate. You also get more out of it than just buying a recording.
Exactly. And then Speaker Co-op came about while all this was happening. I was meeting other people who were speaking. And so I invited a few people to a coffee at the end of 2005, and we were sharing referrals to groups that needed speakers. And the question came up, how do we get more, right? How do we find more? I said, well, why don't we start a lunch and invite other people who are doing the same thing? And the answer I got was, great idea, Jeff. Why don't you start a lunch and we'll support you? and the truth is, Mike, that without their support, it wouldn't have happened. So I don't take full credit, but I was the one who made the arrangements, who put together who delegated to get the lunch and the hotel and all these other things. And in January of 2006, 50 people showed up to a lunch.
Wow.
So it was like, well, something's happening here. And then a couple of meetings in, somebody said, hey, we should have a website. Jeff, you do websites, right? And of course, that was one of the things I did at the time as an ad agency. So speakercoop.com was born. And people who attended the meetings paid a fee to be on the website. And we started teaching all kinds of different things, how to do stuff better, how to be a better speaker, how to close from the front of the room, how to have a $20 thing that you could sell from in the room, in addition to your end goal of getting clients. And over the next 3 years, the next 4 years, I spoke 300 times over a 4-year period.
Wow.
And
that is so amazing.
50 of those over 3 years. And I figured a bunch of stuff out, Mike. And then I had some coaches show up for me to help me turn what I learned and what I was teaching into a system that people could replicate. So, go ahead.
Mhm. And what is that system you were talking about that people can replicate? Because I've been in business meetings and everything else, and they have a turnkey system where if you follow this, you'll be successful and everything. You got to do it step by step. What is the system that you teach people, step by step and be successful, or part of the system?
Well, the system I created is called Pathways to Profits, and it's how to turn a 20-minute talk into clients and leads. So I obviously can't teach you the system right here during a radio interview.
Oh,
but
of course. Now we're not asking to do that. No, no, no.
Some of the important elements are to have have a handout. Always have a handout when you speak, even if you're speaking virtually. Have a worksheet that people can download. Always have a piece of paper that when you're in person that people can use to order from, and always have a written introduction. Some things like that. But the number one rule, Mike, is give value. Don't say, hey, I have this system, but you can only learn it if you buy something. Give value for 18 minutes, 19 minutes, and then make an offer for 1 or 2 minutes.
That's
part of the keys to success. And since then, I closed the ad agency in 2010, turned speakercoop.com into my business, and have been helping people do that ever since.
That's very amazing. I was going to ask you about that. What was that one precise moment that simply said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my career, especially with speakercoop.com? What was that one moment that somebody said, this is it?
In August of 2006, during the same week as my birthday, I got 3 phone calls for booking speaking engagements that I had not solicited. And that was the moment I said, all right, I'm a speaker now, but I'm not a free speaker. I'm a speaker who's willing to waive his fee.
Good.
Which is another important thing. Yeah.
Good point. You also speak on a number of subjects as well, too. We'll talk more about that along with what you provide. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and Evil Evidence endorsed by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter. Check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at the MikeWagnerShow.com and also on the Mike Wagner Show podcast on Amazon. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by Mia Mosensia, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mia Mosensia store for great merchandise, including t-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, and more. Also, make sure you donate to the MikeWagnerShow.com, also Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the founder of Speaker Co-op, Jeff Klein, here on the Mike Wagner Show, deep in the heart of Texas. You also speak on a number of subjects as well, too, like 30 Seconds to Success. You did a really good elevator pitch. I mean, I'm convinced already, except I couldn't find my credit card to do so. It's like, will you get it, please? And you also managed to get up and speak, and you talk about the 7 P's of effective presentations. Maybe just tell us a bit about that.
Sure. The important thing, and some of this also can help people have that fear of public speaking, which is a big,
very important.
As you know, a big fear for folks. So the 7 P's involve things like practice, preparation, posture, and also purpose, because every speech has a purpose, and it's very beneficial for people to make sure they know why they're speaking. As opposed to just to get in front of an audience. So that's really important as well. And one of the things I teach in that 7 P's talk are some of the mistakes that that other speakers have made to kind of help people alleviate that fear of speaking by telling them some of the worst things that could happen. And then if you know all the worst things that could happen and how those people handled it, you're more prepared and you're less worried about the worst things happening.
And what are some examples like worst things happening that could kill a speaker?
Here's a great example. A speaker once tripped and fell, and lying on the floor, she raised the microphone up to her mouth and said, "And now some words from the floor."
Oh, in a way it's funny, in a way it's a killer. Ouch.
Right. Well, and again, the idea is that anything can be turned into a positive.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really good advice too. It's like, I could have done something like that too. And of course, having about like a worst thing can happen. There's also conversation starters versus conversation killers. And this is something that's very important as well too, especially in social media, where some people have a really good conversation. Some people know how to kill it. And there's sadly some that don't know what a conversation is.
Yeah, and that's a really fun talk. I created that talk. I was doing some research when I still had the ad agency on promotions, and I discovered a quote from Revson, the founder of Revlon Cosmetics. Mm-hmm. And the quote is, "In the factory, Revlon makes cosmetics. In the store, Revlon sells hope." And I kind of went, ooh, I really like that. Revlon sells hope. And so that talk is all about teaching people what is their Revlon sells hope phrase for their business. What is it that they really do to impact their customers? And so conversation starters versus conversation killers is all about teaching people how to create that powerful product statement for their business.
That is fascinating. I'm gonna have to remember that next time when I buy my wife some Revlon products too, and or maybe just a few conversation killers that people should avoid.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and of course, the best way to keep a conversation going is to ask questions, not yes or no questions, open-ended questions.
Right. Open-ended. I've learned that for quite some time. And of course, yes and no pretty much end the whole thing, unless you got a person that says yes and, it kind of runs on for some time. But that's like, how often does that happen? Yeah.
And that'll kill a podcast pretty quick. Yes, Mike.
Yeah. No, Jeff. Next question. And of course, there's also some things too that you can also attract engagements, and you can also, encourage us speak not just for fun, but also do it for profit as well too. It's like there's a big market out there.
Exactly, and one of the groups that I've been targeting lately are retiring professionals, people who are about to retire or have just retired, and they're looking for their next thing. Right, that you can only play golf so much. Well, I don't want to say it that way, but
darn, I was just gonna go play golf and take the golf clubs out there. Thanks for the advice.
There you go. But somebody who's ready to write the book on their expertise, we have we have folks that can help them get the book done, and then go on the speaking circuit, speak once or twice a month or once every other month. Again, as a retired person, they can dictate how often they want to do that. But it can be their next thing and leave a legacy beyond just their job title.
That's very fascinating. I'll have to do that too, and I'll have to bring my golf clubs this time. So that is a reminder. Go
right. Well, and you'll be able to do it about how to be a podcaster, right?
Oh, there you go. There's a great conversation piece I'm going to do on a nice subject as well too. Thank you. I'm getting some really good ideas. And of course, you also provide some free education as well too. And there's more to it for Speaker Co-op, and also what's coming up as well too. And of course, how to get involved. We'll tell you in just a minute. You listen to the Mike Widener Show at the MikeWidenerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios. Visit online at SoundCloudStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Widener Show, international warring author Mean Molson's You Have Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the founder of Speaker Co-op, Jeff Klein, after this timeout. We're back with the founder of Speaker Co-op, Jeff Klein, here on the Mike Widener Show. And of course, got some great background about what he does, and do's and don'ts for public speaking and everything. You also provide some education as well too on your website, and tell us about some of the education that you offer.
Well, there's always free education. We rotate it at speakercoop.com. If you go to speakercoop.com/education, you have to opt in, but there's free stuff there. There's some past some interviews with other people that I've done. There's some lessons there. There's a copy of our letter of agreement that we recommend using, and a couple other things. There's a tool to build your own introduction, and there's also it's all useful things for people who speak to help them polish their game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And of course, speaking of polishing the game, it's like you also got the success checklist, and it's just very comprehensive and a very powerful tool as well too, and how to improve and become a better speaker.
Exactly. Yeah, the speaker success checklist is something I came up with around 2006, and and I started doing teaching it at all of our January meetings for several years, and that includes things as simple as having a bin to put all your stuff in for when you're speaking. So you don't show up empty-handed. You show up with handouts and worksheets, and you show up with a way for people to pay you. Now it's a lot easier with the smartphones and all that. But you used to have a separate device to take credit cards. But making it easy to buy you is very important.
Mm-hmm. And very important indeed. And where can they find the information? And then what is your website? And how do people get a hold of you?
You bet. Speakercoop.com. And that is the word speaker and the word coop. There's no hyphen in the website domain. So speakercoop.com is your home for all things Speaker Co-op, including being able to opt into our upcoming events. We have two public events a month that are on Zoom now, and then one private event for a member mastermind. And again, the free education, we rotate that every month, so it's all a little bit different. So you can get education and help from Speaker Co-op without ever having to become a member, although we will encourage you to become a member. And there's more. And the other part about being a member at speakercoop.com is event planners use our site to find speakers. So if you're looking to get found, sorry.
I was going to say that's a very fascinating tool, and we'll do so as well too. Once again, founder of Speaker Co-op, Jeff Klein here on the Mike Widener Show. Just a few more minutes, and we thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. What can we expect from you in the future and beyond, Jeff?
My current goals, Mike, are to book myself to speak internationally.
Oh, that's a great idea. Love it.
Yeah, I have spoken to international groups inside America, so I've had international bookings. But I would like to travel to speak.
Oh, that'd be so fascinating. Looking forward to that. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Jeff?
I'd have to say my dad. There are some, amazing speakers like Zig Ziglar who I've taken information from and learned from. But my dad was the one who first taught me how to start a speech and how to be comfortable in front of an audience.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
So for those of you who are just even a little bit nervous when you speak, when you're ready to do a talk, whether it's 30 seconds or 30 minutes, when you start, you stand up, you take a moment, you take a breath, and then you use that breath to start your speech strong. And that was the advice from my dad of blessed memory. And I will always remember that. And I've been passing it on to other folks.
And that's very good advice as well, too, Jeff. Once again, Jeff Klein, the founder of Speaker Co-op here on the Mike Widener Show. Jeff, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact, and where can people simply check out your website, check out your services, and how can people get a hold of you, like to say with your classes and everything else?
Speakercoop.com is the website. My email is jeff@speakercoop.com, and I'm always welcome to share with folks, and then I can send my link if they'd like to schedule an appointment.
We certainly will do so. Once again, Jeff, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch, and you've been absolutely terrific.
Thank you, Mike.